days on that, I'll still sound like this for 3 weeks, 4 weeks more.
No good. No good.
The only good thing is I'm not, I don't have to do it, don't have to do it.
I know.
No, it's one of the things that it's not really contagious at all,
I don't think any chance.
but whatever, it's fine.
All right.
Doing,
Great, how are you?
doing good.
Are we waiting for anybody else, you know, or?
I have not heard from anyone.
Is Mark still on the? What is it, Mark Morales?
And Simone,
Yeah.
Been a while, missed a while.
well, the last meeting was the first meeting we had in a long time.
I know, but then, excited to go, but COVID paid a visit. Both Don and I got it.
Was that your first time?
Yeah, as far as I know, we sat, but,
I've seen it twice.
yeah,
I've had 3 shots, my wife didn't have any,
I had the 3, but no more, any more
so I
shots.
still got it.
Yeah.
I shared it with my wife, and she was real happy.
I got the headaches, but the fatigue was the worst part. I've had cold worse. The fatigue is.
Yeah.
What really got me.
The second time was like you walked in a room flat. I mean, it just hit me like that.
Yeah.
And, but the symptoms weren't as bad, but they're just tired longer.
Yeah, that's what I found, yeah.
I guess we have to face it and live with it forever now.
It's like the flu now, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, surprised when I talk to the doctor's office, usually in the last 2 or 3 years, every time, take COVID test. Never said it, never asked it. They basically asked if I had a fever. No, I don't get fevers. Basically, if you have a fever, then it's a good chance of COVID.
Well, Donna teaches, so.
Right.
We gotta do it, and they take 5 days off. And they go back.
I guess we're a minute to go. We might as well start. Stand up to the pledge of allegiance. Flag up.
You're on the right.
Excuse me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dan, before we start, I'd like to introduce your new code officer, Russell.
Hello, nice to meet you guys.
I don't know,
Little faces are familiar already.
I don't know your last name.
Crap.
Russell Kraft.
Yep,
And so the full-time,
Full time.
correct. Yep,
And full time is 5 days a week, right?
correct.
Already started?
Yep, as of Friday.
Yeah, he started and I left.
What's your last name again, Russell?
Craft, CRAFT,
do you live local?
right in Palmyra, about 7 minutes
Close.
away. Yep,
Yep, that's good to have someone.
yep.
Probably were wooed by many towns.
What was
You
that?
probably were a lot of towns were looking for the same position.
And, well, no, actually I wasn't. So I was actually doing animal control for a large area
Okay.
around here. And then I decided to switch into this, so,
Some days that'll come in handy.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Good. I can't talk to coffee.
I'll still be helping Russell on Friday afternoons.
Okay.
I think he's got my number on speed dial.
Oh, yeah.
Questions. So.
Okay, with that, I guess we'll do adoption of minutes for the regular meeting held January 8th. Any discussion? If no discussion, we're looking for adoption minutes.
Motion to adopt the minutes.
Second by Walter. All in favor? Right. No public hearings tonight. Old business. Request from Scott McIntyre to convert its existing structure located at 203 North Main Street into a pub style restaurant. You're up.
Not sure what I'm supposed to present today.
I guess,
I was asking for some sort of, approval of the change of use so that I could go ahead and vote on that. stuff.
Right, 'cause last month we basically wanted, there was 2 or 3 things we needed to,
Yeah, and you got a copy of what I got.
right,
There, and I hope to say that there appears to be a problem with this Main Street reconstruction. They may be putting a sidewalk on that side of the road all the way to the hospital. Which if they put a sidewalk there, that's gonna get rid of your parking places.
it'll change, you won't have the street access directly.
It'll also take off sidewalks, are what, 8 feet wide, or are they 10 feet? How much of the front of the property are you gonna take off?
The sidewalk will be in the right of way, and I have not seen the plan. This is only,
Right,
I took a proactive one when looking for the
I
information.
appreciate that.
I think the sidewalks are about 4 feet wide. That road is 66 feet wide in that spot, 33
Big run.
from the center.
Right. Yeah, so basically, property line starts at 33 feet from the center,
Right,
you know,
I've been in contact with Don Shute. He has called the DOT. I don't think he's gonna lose almost all his parking if the sidewalk in.
as it's currently set up for straight on parking.
yeah, I did a little, right now, there'd be, if that sidewalk's not there, then there's adequate parking.
Right.
Depending on where that sidewalk actually is, because I haven't measured from the center of the road, so I can't even estimate. The only alternative would be to go to, angle in parking, and then
Right.
you're down to about 6 spots that way.
I mean, they could potentially just paint crosswalks through there, right? And you could have like landings.
Um,
No,
No,
not with the state. They will put a sidewalk in and it'll be well defined.
and it's in there right away, what you just said, right?
Yeah, you won't be able to drive over it.
On this sketch here, it says lawn potential,
yeah,
Additional.
there is no survey existing, which is kind of a pain. But looking at the tax map, which I'm told may or may not be all that accurate, it looks to me as if there's another 30 to 40 feet of property on the north lawn.
so I noticed that when I drove by, that's basically, right now currently being used as parking for,
It's, part of it's being used as parking, and they fenced off the other, it's just lawn. Survey would have to be done, I got a quote for $2,500, I'm not real excited about spending before I
Right.
close on the property, so I was trying to find a little bit of information about that. If that property did indeed belong to the old the 203
Right.
North Main Street, then that might be a solution, but that depends on what. And I'm just, he called me, but yesterday.
Yeah.
To give me all this, and so I'm digesting a lot of it. It would depend a lot on where they put the curb cut. If they run a sidewalk through there, they'll probably only give you one curb cut on North Main, because there's already a curb cut that they probably won't alter on Detroit. So I could envision that you could drive in from Detroit and drive out off, if they put it far enough to the north. If they put it right in the middle, it would really screw you up. And again, if this land to the north of it was part of this property, then you'd have room for, significant number of parking spots up there, which would probably give you space to go in, turn around and come out, but I have no way of knowing that. The current owner of the building told me he thought the property line was right next to the building. And then he was nice enough to share an aerial photograph superimposed on a tax map, which seemed to agree with. But that's based on the tax map, so who knows until the survey is done.
right. I've seen a number of tax maps and aerial photos and deeds, not even close.
Yeah. So I'm just in a little bit, I'm looking for proof from the town that what I'm want to do is copacetic. These other things are sort of decisions I'd have to make based on the reality. Now, one of the things that could be an issue based on the sidewalk, if I do lose the parking spaces, then 5 parking spaces isn't really enough to have a 800 square foot dining room. Because I'm not sure whether you pointed this out or somebody else did, that you need 100 feet, 100 square feet per parking space. So I'd need a minimum of 8 parking spaces. The way I've originally, drawn up my plans now, like speculative plans, that, I'd need probably closer to 10. So, my question, I guess, would be, if I went ahead and did this and then they put the parking lot in after, the sidewalk in later, what happens if I'm already operating with, an 800 square foot dining room, my parking goes down to 5, then what happens? No longer licensed, or how would that work?
I would think that would be grandfathered in, but I'm not sure.
Well, the ordinance says you have to have so many parking places per square foot, and you have to have so many for employees.
Well, that's a good question, though. I mean, if he was operating right now, and then if he went to put the sidewalk in, how would they handle that?
You wouldn't be able to drive over the sidewalk. I started 3 weeks ago trying to get the answers for this
Yeah,
Main Street, and this is as close as I
Yeah.
got down.
and there's no timetable that you know of.
I think Main Street reconstruction is this summer.
Not necessarily.
No,
No,
We're just getting the initial concept. It's still just in a concept stage right now. So,
they've been talking about it now for 3 or 4 years, but yeah, stuff moves awful slow.
What delineates a sidewalk? I mean, I've done them. You can bury the curb or whatever and have concrete or textured sidewalk, and it can be reset, and you can drive over. I mean, you're gonna even know
I can tell you in Dexter, when they did Spring Street, they put curbing up, so you couldn't drive over the sidewalk. They were that's the only experience I've had. They clearly defined, and where the curb cut was, the sidewalk went down. So the cars could go in and out. It was really defined where you could drive in.
yeah, but that was probably all existing up there, wasn't it? Like if you're going by.
They actually put out the existing and moved it.
Yeah.
They made the road wider by moving.
one thing that I would add is if we have an individual who is operating a business in this location, if Scott has an existing restaurant that will be operating in this business by the time we start to finalize these plans, I have a very hard time believing that we're going to do anything that's gonna substantially alter the business that is currently being operated there. I don't think it would be a wise decision for us to eliminate 5 parking spaces of an existing business. So the Main Street project's in the very beginning stages. Like I said, it's just a concept right now. And, there are changes and things that we're gonna have to consider. And this property could very well be one of them.
That may should be 5-10 years down the road. But anyways, based on this, right?
Right,
Have you spoken with DOT at all? about-
no. Like I said, Al told me yesterday.
So are we gonna, this is the.
No, it wasn't yesterday, last week. That was Sunday.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, it was Friday,
Yeah, they was.
it's all blurry to me.
I know.
So
I
you,
was just trying to make you.
No,
aware.
I really appreciate you
You know,
telling me that, and that's certainly material information that I need, and I do appreciate you reaching out and
but
telling
I
me that.
apologize. I've been 3 weeks waiting for this information to come to me.
so you get a purchase agreement contingent upon,
Approval from the town.
No.
Yeah,
okay, now if this is approved, is that approval? Or if he goes ahead and does this project, is this is the site plan we're getting?
Is this the plans that you're getting?
This is what we're getting, right, so if we prove it tonight, then we're not gonna, there's not gonna be anything else.
I think you can approve it in theory. I haven't even done an application. All I have is this.
No, I submitted the application upstairs,
Okay,
yeah. And they put it on your desk, they said, whether they did or not, that was
Okay,
before I came in the last time.
okay,
What I didn't include with it was a check because nobody knew how much that was supposed to be.
okay.
And I did submit also, a request last time I was here for waiver for certain aspects of that site plan review, considering the fact that the building's already there, it's already commercial use. And I'm not making any real alterations to the exterior other than some windows and some doors.
Is there a change of use here?
Is it,
A change of use, is there a change of use?
well, commercial,
It's all commercial, so
yeah,
that's good.
the planning board can't give you a waiver, only the appeals board can give you a waiver,
Okay,
okay?
But we could add some contingencies as well to this.
I would like to. Personally, I'd like to see. An outside plan, what it's gonna look like when you're done. I'm not happy with the plan. that you
right,
submitted.
I get that, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on or time on plans when. Again, the building's already there,
Building's there,
nothing's gonna be done with the building. It's gonna look pretty much the way it does now, except a couple of windows. Look, I've done these projects in 6 towns.
okay, but you're in this building,
I understand that.
okay, you're
So-
not. It's really a lengthy process to go through, I'm just asking for, I can see what the outside the building's gonna look like. I don't think that's a. Big thing. Personally, if you were a Dexter, I wouldn't accept these plans. But this is board and. This is your new code officer here, and
I think we're all here trying to help you.
No,
Make this happen, we just want, we're looking out for your best interest as well in the towns.
Sure.
now, and I'll use you as an example. He built a new building. He had to submit architect plans to build it.
I understand. It's
And to
good
show
for the
everything.
building.
I mean, this doesn't really. This shows me where your bar's gonna be and where you're hoping the bathrooms will be.
Yeah, and as I said, that's also hypothetical, and then you told me about the square footage requirement, so some alterations to that would have to be made. But what's inside the building shouldn't be a matter in my mind for code enforcement, as long as I'm using the right materials, I'm using licensed electricians, licensed plumbers, and everything building wise is to code. Does it matter where the bar is inside the place according to code?
How do we know that the building's a code? I'm just asking you.
How, you're the code enforcement officer, you'll be into us, we get a building permit, we get a plumbing permit, we get an electrical permit. I use licensed professionals wherever I go. I mean, in my estimation, it's in the town's interest to have more businesses here. I'm a proven operator in 5 towns. You can talk to any town manager in any of those towns.
No one's questioning that.
Well, it seems like you're a little bit hostile.
I'm not.
Okay,
This is not the type of plan that I am used to getting,
oh, that's fine.
okay? I'm used to getting a more detailed plan. Showing where the outlets are, where the windows are, what size the windows are, where the doors are.
I won't be doing that.
Okay, and you're asking the planning board
To approve the change of use. Look, if you rewire the inside of your house, you get an electrical permit. You don't have to draw an electrical plan for the state electrician. He'll come down, you hire a licensed electrician. The way I work is, well, we'd like it here, but maybe that's not gonna work, I'm gonna put an outlet over there. Everything on these renovations, for me, is always somewhat hypothetical. Because you don't know what, once you start on the work, you don't know what you're gonna find. I mean, that's a 1950 building, there could be all kinds of problems, I already know I have to rip up most of that floor in there. What am I gonna find under there? I don't know,
hoping you don't find clay pipe.
I'm hoping that too.
I'm not trying to be hostile, I'm just trying to. In the 3 years I've been here, I have got more detailed plans from the army.
Well, they're craftier than I am. They're very crafty.
And it's up to the planning board if they wanna approve this with the condition that you get a better plan. Or something showing what the outside of the building's gonna look like.
Yeah, I think, Alan and I talked about this, that, we wanted to get as much detail as possible, so that down the road, if there was something, wasn't, what we expected, whether it was a misunderstanding,
Sure.
the more detail you have, the more you can say, well, okay, well, this is what we had agreed to, or not. And it was just seemed, kind of too many loose ends.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has any opposition to you doing a business, that sort of whatever in there. We're just trying to get, finalize things a little bit closer. And I understand you need to know if this looks like it's gonna move ahead before you invest,
Before you invest any serious time. No, I totally understand, and I would like to see this move ahead. It's.
Well, can we, based on this, if we have some questions or things we want, make a contingent, and if he's happy with that, then he can go ahead with his purchase, and then provide that information to us. I mean, as far as elevations go, I think pictures of the building, maybe just drawn in, it can be as simple as that. But I had some questions on the exterior. I talked about the DOT. Now, you gonna be okay with compliance with their regulations as far as this driveway? I'm just for your benefit.
I don't know, I was assuming that the driveway was there.
Right.
And there wouldn't be any after the fact.
What I would do is talk to DOT and make sure that, do your due diligence to make sure, because it is a change of use and you have vehicles backing out onto 100.
Right.
And it may be fine, Scott. But I would find out, just make sure, there's
No, I-
no compliance. I think it's worth asking. They'd hate to find out that, you purchased
Yeah.
it, then they want, you can't use it to change of use. Because it was, Vaughn had it for his solar.
Right.
Before that, it was a corner store. One other thing is the sewer line. Are you familiar where that is or know where it is?
I'm not familiar with where it comes from and where it exits.
You might want to research that, 'cause I think you're gonna need, you're gonna have a kitchen, right?
Yeah.
With a violator,
No fry layers.
so you might not need a grease trap then, right?
Typically, we put a grease trap in all my places. anyway.
Okay, so you're gonna have to have a grease trap.
Yeah.
And that would be kind of curious where that goes.
That'll go right under the 3-bay sink.
So also it's gonna be inside the building?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, yeah,
Yeah, I think they're a 50-gallon tank
okay.
that you drain out every month.
If I've done in the past, it was actually outside.
Yeah,
And if,
oh yeah,
if in your parking lot, then you gotta get the extra
Right.
load in for the tank.
an external tank.
Yes, yeah, no, that's good, it's right inside.
Yeah, typically those go if you have like a septic field.
Or into public sewer as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't want clogged arteries going into you.
yeah,
Okay, that's good. See, that's the type of stuff that we'd be looking for, or
sure.
potentially, a plumber, the plumbing inspector would look for. Is it, it's details like that. Site lighting, signage, I mean, signage is a separate permit anyway,
Right.
but we might want to see what your site lighting is gonna be. Because there are some residential.
Right.
In that area. And that's all right in site plan review. That's kind of, you just go step by step. We don't need a full blown one, I don't think, but some of these things should be
Yeah,
addressed.
on the site plan review, there's some lines in there that won't need to be.
Yeah, probably
Look at.
75% of it won't
Right.
retain, but some stuff like that should be shown.
Was that a complete survey for $2,500 or just one line?
No, they wouldn't do one line, they wanted to do the whole lot.
And that's gotta be just verifying what the lines are, not a survey.
No, that's a survey.
To me, it sounds cheap.
Well,
Yeah, it just,
It
I don't,
it does, but my only concern, and I'm thinking of you, is that if this line is over here,
Yeah,
you've taken an awful hit on what you're considering to be a lot.
well, that's why I said that was hypothetical, that it's over there.
I mean, for you, I would hope I had that ground,
Yeah, well, certainly.
but I would see that, I see they're plowing them.
Well, the other guys plow it this way, yeah.
I mean, I can see a lot of things you could do with that lot.
I agree. Play some cornhole.
There you go. That's a good point, the outside lighting, it is a residential area.
Yeah, and that's part of that site plan review.
Yeah,
You know,
you want
mentioned-
all
yeah, you don't wanna
lights
shine
shining
lights on the
toward the
neighbor.
building, not.
I wasn't able to see an actual site plan review punch list.
It's in the, what is it, 13 of the, it's a, and I think it's was online before, I
Yeah,
think.
I think it's online, I think it's in chapter 30.
And there's a whole bunch of items there, Scott, and
Yeah.
probably 75, but you know, there's some few detail things that would be helpful. And we don't, do you know where the sewer line is over there? Does it go up to Main Street?
I don't know.
I'd look at that a little bit.
I'm trying to stay out of that.
Yeah,
We all know where poop goes.
hopefully it goes.
Downhill.
Downhill, that's right.
What do you think the consensus is that
On what?
on doing this, probably giving a okay, moving forward with some contingencies met?
You guys think, yeah, that's the way I'd do it, and if that help him get his,
Right.
let him make the decision if he wants to proceed with the purchase, then we just get that going.
Right.
And then we just ask for that information. Before we can, to get a permit, then.
Right.
then, you have to provide that information.
Is that basically what, at this point, what you need is,
It's helpful. I would have liked just a green light, but, I guess I'll take what I can get.
right,
You gotta have a dishwasher in here
No, we washed by hand.
by hand, everything.
Yeah, you know why? Because in my experience, you've always got people standing around.
You can't disagree with that.
and one more thing to break down.
And they're expensive,
Yeah.
$8,000.
Yeah, it probably uses the same amount of chemicals and water, no matter if you have 5 dishes in there or full.
They are quick,
Scales up to
they are quick,
200 right here.
but you know, the old,
Talk about this one right here.
Yeah. That's what he said.
time enough to lean, time enough to clean,
It makes that possible.
that's what I go by.
Yeah. Where's the water line here? Does anybody know anything about utilities there?
I just know where it all comes into the building, which
Okay.
is right in the middle of it.
Is that big enough or?
The water line should be big enough, yeah, because if you have problems with that, you can always put a storage tank and a pump to.
In this
Pressure.
reconstruction of Main Street isn't,
Well,
we had that discussion before, are they tearing up sewer, water, everything, or we don't
there's
know?
quite a wish list, isn't there?
Right, because basically, starting up around the corner,
They better be, make sure all that stuff's all right before they pave it, right?
that's what my,
That's the way it should be done.
I thought that's one of the reasons why,
This is what they.
Yeah, cause we know,
Manholes up by the.
I mean, I'm just saying sewer line going out into here, that's concrete out of 100,
Right.
and that's a whole different ballgame, you have to replace sewers out that way. When you go that way to Detroit, it's another one to go to Route 100.
because when they went up the hill towards the hospital, that was all sewer and water or just water?
Water?
I don't remember,
I don't remember either. I think it's just water. Yeah, but they had to put all that concrete back, you know, all the cross trenches and stuff. Doweled in. Expensive.
coming up on 90 plus years, it's been in that concrete, been in there now.
So yeah, that's.
Okay, so I guess at this point, I'd be looking for wording on a proposal.
We need to come up with like. The things you would like to see on there, with that proposal, or?
I guess that would probably be, you know, should have a little bit of a list in there that needs to be.
Yeah.
Taken
I
care of.
can get the site plan review out. Your boss can get the site plan review out tomorrow
Yeah,
and email it to you
Yeah,
or fax it to you or.
email is fine.
Okay.
I think I left my email before, but I'm happy to
Okay.
give it to you right now.
Yeah, that works.
It's ALL. The number 4. AL, N as Nancy A. @ yahoo.com.
All right. And I'll get your phone number after this.
Whatever, yeah.
Good.
you making a checklist?
Well, I just, some stuff that I saw, is this shoreline zone,
No, it's not.
so we're good.
The stream right there, general development, it's a 25-foot setback.
Good. I don't, what do you want to see out for plumbing inside, I mean. It's gonna be inspected.
Well,
It's closed
plumber
in,
will have to come get a permit,
yeah,
and then I guess we'll figure out what you're gonna do then. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
The plumber.
there's gonna be 2 bathrooms
The
and there's
plumber
gonna
will
be,
have to come in the office to pull a permit.
yes.
Okay.
And as I said, you know the plumber, he was the former state plumbing inspector.
Not him.
Dana Tuttle, yes.
Yeah,
so that would work for plumbing, right?
yeah,
What about electrical, is it?
they'll pull a permit and Kern Butler would let me know if they did.
They pulled the permit from the state, correct?
That's right.
So that'll all be inspected,
Yeah,
The plumber, the electrician is Matt Fortunato, he's out of Norwood.
so nothing structural being done, or that you know of?
No, there's an overhead door that we're gonna take out and we're gonna build a wall with a central window to it. And we're gonna cut another window in the next bay, so they're 2 matching 60-inch by 60-inch windows. We'll be putting a door on the north side if that property does come with the north is where the lawn is.
Yeah,
If that property does convey with the building, then we'll cut a door into that, so that we can have access to either parking or a little patio area. A grass, a rock kind of place.
so is there anything else, Al, that would,
the only thing I'm gonna have to check. The building is 3,000 square feet.
No, the building is just under 1,900 square feet.
Okay. I don't think the fire marshal has to look at this. If it was 2,000, they would, but. I don't think 1,900, I don't think they will.
As far as exits and sprinklers or,
Well, if it was 3,000, they might require, they would require planned review. They may require sprinklers if it was over 3,000, but I don't think they will. It's 1,900.
are you familiar with that, Scott?
Sprinklers?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I've bought them before.
so you'd be confident,
There's no sprinklers needed,
Okay,
it's too
yeah.
small.
Yeah.
There's no residential aspect to it, which would be another hot button for them, or, you know, if it was 2 stories, it's 1 story.
Yeah.
They're a little particular about, exits. But
They have
that's
to
because-
about it.
yeah, but that shouldn't be a problem, there's already three doors to it, and there'll be a there'll be another one added, so.
Those doors, would they have to open out,
Yeah, door do have to open out. I've
Yeah.
seen people get away with not doing it that way, but.
so, I mean, it's just a couple of, the lighting and signage and stuff like that, but signage is a permit, right?
Right.
Lighting is,
There's, the regulations on the lighting and things of that sort, they're all in the.
I mean, do you anticipate exterior lighting, light poles or anything like that, or just something?
Just to light the signs.
Yeah,
And probably light on, door entrances or something like that,
Yeah, some minor sconces and things like that, and then. I envision the sign across the top of the front of it, there's two levels to that
Right.
building. So on the higher end, I'd run my sign right on
Right.
top of that, and there'd be some lights that kind of.
Right.
Illuminate that, or I might have backlit letters, I haven't decided yet, that's a budgetary consideration.
because there is, rules on the size of signage and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which probably aren't too much different than most.
Yeah, everybody's got a different sort of, you can have it 25 square feet, you can have it be this long, that high, yeah. I haven't got to that point yet.
Right.
would you wanna see any pictures of like exterior elevations and just drawn in roughly that helpful at all?
Well, I didn't bring it, I wish I had, as I did take a picture of the
That's what
building.
it looks like now.
I-
Right, I understand, but you can take a
Right,
picture, and you
I
can draw it
ran
in.
that on the printer and I did draw where my.
Right,
On the outside, that's certainly something easy enough to provide.
right, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
Size of the windows, the doors, whatever. Yeah. Solar panels gonna stay,
They're supposed to convey with the building unless.
charging station, they're still,
Yeah, there's still a charging station, I don't know about that.
Someone
Giving
asked,
away free electricity,
it's hooked up.
trying to make money here.
I doubt it's even operational.
Yeah, you can go charge your electric car there as far as I
There
know.
was no danger. I saw a Tesla on the interstate with a little Honda generator running. I could get enough power to get off the road.
Makes me smile ear to ear.
You can carry 5 gallons of gas, but you can't carry 5 gallons of battery, can you?
There's already striped out.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know, the only question I had with the, like, DOT, the change of use, I just wanna make sure he's, like, get himself.
That's a good idea, and I'm gonna call them.
I'll call.
If I can get somebody to answer, if they're notorious about.
Bangor, I think.
Bangor?
Yeah.
Is that what the district is
Bangor, I
here?
think, yeah. It's worth a phone call.
Yeah.
right?
No, I was. Not even, find out later.
Right. Oh, it'd be nice. Nice addition. So what do you guys think?
I don't see, any real problem. About
I don't have any problem. It seems like we have enough. That we follow.
right,
Yeah, I mean, it's the plumbing and the electrical, gets inspected, it's
Right.
permit, so nothing major structural going on, no site work per se to go do, so
right.
I think it's good.
Seems like the biggest obstacle is gonna be that.
Sidewalk, yeah. That's a pretty big one.
It is.
And it's one of those things, it's possible you might see something happen within a couple, 3 years, or it could be 10, 12 years. It takes, state doesn't move very fast.
Yeah,
They've been talking about the rotary in Newport for how many years now?
You wanna hang on to your hat, just going in.
Well, I know that, but they've been talking about it for 15 years.
it's within the next year or so, isn't it?
Gonna start this fall.
Yeah,
It's fully funded. That's usually, when they say it's fully funded, it's gonna happen.
So I guess I would look for a
Yeah.
little bit of a
They call it back to Massachusetts.
direction.
Massachusetts rule.
motion.
It's crazy. That's.
Yes, I would propose that we approve it contingent on Al reviewing. The only sticky point for me is the items being waived. I don't know. You know, I see the list of them, but I don't know what each of them are. Right, and I didn't.
And a site plan review,
Right.
You know, a lot of the, what, don't see it listed in front of me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't bring
you know,
them either.
the items, you know, were things in there, they're already there existing, so.
right, I mean, like farmland delineation, wetland, I mean, none of that.
So I guess I would propose that we approve it. As long as Al agrees that all of those things are existing conditions and aren't an issue that we need to address.
Second.
Any more discussion?
I don't have a list, and it's probably upstairs in the office of what he is seeking for waivers. You can't give waivers, only the appeals board can give a waiver. That's not, Al will make this up, this is the rule.
Yeah. No, so, you know, typically we go down to our,
Right.
our list where we go through the site plan review. And there is a checkbox on there that says does not apply.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case, but we just.
And it may be on those waivers he's asking, they may not be.
But, yeah, and then, you know, calling it a waiver, maybe just to,
Yeah.
you know, semantics where does not apply, is the,
Right,
hopefully the correct term.
Right.
But, and without looking at that, and I almost brought my binder with me today, but
Yeah.
I left it home.
Yeah, I'm gonna look mine up, look that, just glance down through it.
You want me to get it?
What's that?
You want me to?
Yeah, it might be good, Jacob, to just bring a look down to it.
They're all section 8.
You've got 4 or 5, you said already.
I own the Old Goat, which is in Richmond, 3 Robert Spot in Bodenham, the 2 Cent is in Winslow. The 6 Penny Jug is in Norridgewock, and the River Jack is in Fairfield. I had another one before, years ago, but I sold that one.
But, and, you know, while we're waiting, and as far as the sidewalk issue is, you know, where there are already stripes there from the previous business, I would think it's basically grandfathered, that common sense would say, when they design their new
right,
sidewalk, they should consider that there was a business there, it's inactive right now, but there's gonna be another business there. We hope that something's gonna go in there, even if it's something different, but.
yeah, I would,
Yeah, I would think that common sense,
Right.
they could design around it.
You'd like the whole.
And that was serious, and you can paint in crosswalks and have a little landing here, granite landing.
Oh, yeah,
That's kind of what we did over at Dunkin' Donuts over there.
Yeah.
Very similar. I think that if he's there and established.
It looks like it's ready to fall off the building.
But that's what I'm saying, our insource was there.
I talked to Vaughn about that briefly, and he said, you know, it's community service.
Right.
It's part of it.
like, I went by and,
Solar power.
Solar, yeah, he said that the solar, see, about $100 a month is what those panels generate for.
I went by on. Can't remember, it was Saturday. Cause I think Vaughn was there working, you know, cleaning up stuff. So
Like stuff's coming out.
I was gonna stop, but I wasn't feeling very well, so.
What kind of timeline is it? All falls into place.
6 months.
I wasn't at the last meeting, but I watched the video. In rental, you said? Or-
Yeah, well, typically, the first one I ran for 17 years. And every one I've done since, I do the process, I come up with a name, start the general marketing of it, get it all ready to open, and with the understanding that I'm gonna run it. And at the same time, I'm always looking for a qualified operator, and up to this point, I've been able to rely on a lot of contacts I have in the industry, you know. Three of them have worked for me before, one was a regular customer, and so.
Remember all the place.
That's right, that's right. Now they're buying wholesale.
Good.
It works out well that way. It's, you know, if you have employees, you gotta watch them. If the employees own the building, you know, that's the way I look at them. They're really employees, so.
Goes on. What's the one?
Thank you.
If I wanted to take a look at one of your other places,
No,
what's the
you
closest?
me everything, huh?
Fairfield.
I didn't bring the glass.
230 Main Street.
Need the glasses?
It's, you get off at that first Fairfield
You
exit.
feel like going through this
Go
one?
by the Purple Cow, you know where that is there? You know where the.
I debated on even coming, but
It's exit, one, no, but first one is 133, 133. Get off in this.
This, waiver request, and you just.
I believe that you get off that exit and then it goes under
H and I.
under the overpass and goes straight.
And L.
It becomes, that's Main Street, Fairfield. And it's down about, maybe a mile, maybe a little less. And it's on your, that one's on your, left. It's a brown log cabin. It used to be the, one time it was the Orbis fly fishing shop.
Well, that's the question.
It's a log cabin.
Yep, brown log cabin with a green roof.
just before the railroad overpassed.
Yes. Big sign on the side, the River Jack.
Alright, so.
I think just before that is the,
Record owner.
VFW, yeah, and then just before that is the Purple Cow.
yeah, I go there.
Location of setbacks.
Good breakfast.
It's existing, so then we're not putting a new building in. C. Property owners of the abutters, names of the abutters, D. Sketch map, which. We got,
Is this a change of use, sir?
I didn't think it was a change of use, it was a commercial building before,
I don't see it as a convenience store and.
it was commercial.
But is there a lot more traffic with the restaurant than,
I think
Not
less than
not compared to
convenience
convenience store.
well, the convenience store was, yeah,
There'll be more cars in there at one time, but there'll be less cars over the course of a day.
gotcha.
store.
Hope that's if I'm lucky.
So a lot of them are, you know, the right title and interest and naming of the owners and the abutters and things like that, where. I see those more as a new building, not a building that's already there.
What's the left, the apartment building?
Yeah,
What's that?
that part of the building.
The apartment building is right there.
Is that the old schoolhouse?
Yeah,
Yeah, the schoolhouse, which is an apartment building now, right?
Correct.
What's that there? Is that a residence? There must be a residence right there.
Behind it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is it one like a dog groomers or something?
yeah, on,
That's
across
over.
Detroit is the dog groomer's right behind me, and then across Detroit is another sort of home business, I believe.
This guy here?
Yeah,
The brown building? I think that's a residence.
oh, is it just a residence? They got, the whole yard's paved, so I
Used to
thought
be
maybe
a
it was.
Gifford store.
yeah, but that's just a garage, isn't it?
yeah, there used to be a little ice cream store there for a while,
Right,
because originally,
one,
the one that owned Point Carver, they,
yeah,
you know,
right,
they built
they
that,
built that into a nice.
an ice cream stand.
Right,
One thing I would add, Mr. Chairman, we did send out a butter notices. Just to say that the planning board to
Right.
the butters to say that the planning board would be discussing this.
good, yeah,
You can see the crowd.
right, well, it's good, so they know, right?
But that's pretty typical, but, yeah, and that was one of the items on the list is the butters. I personally don't see any issue with those. Being non-applicable at this point.
Right.
So, I make a motion to approve. Everything's up to code with, all the permitting through the code enforcement.
Do I have a second on that?
Still second.
Any other discussion or anything, or? Are you satisfied with that, basically, okay ahead, as long as everything meets requirements as needed?
I guess my only concern is backing into the traffic and the lighting. And, but I don't think it's gonna bother anybody, so. I'm certain you're gonna have it either on the building shining down or.
Yeah, we talked about the sign lighting
Right.
and entrance lighting,
Yeah,
but no, there won't be any floodlights or anything like that.
and you're gonna have lights over the exit doors, I would imagine.
Yes, well, either above or beside.
Beside, yeah.
That might be worth putting in there, what you said for lighting. Right,
Well, that's part of the,
understand, I mean, it's not in writing or on the plan, just show this is what it is,
okay,
just say it's. Lighting on the building, no, we don't want to have very big, 30-foot pole lights out there at some point, right?
Yeah, I can give you a material list or something.
Not that fun, so, just like that.
so I guess at this point, looking for a vote, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
To give you enough to go to Vaughn and make Vaughn happy, or?
Yeah. After I talk to the DOT.
Right.
Good luck.
That's,
Good idea.
that's the only problem, there's things like that that are beyond,
Right.
beyond us, so to speak. But,
So at this point, though, the whole project, which includes the sidewalks, is just on paper, it's not,
Council hasn't even seen it yet,
okay.
so it's very, very beginning stage.
All right,
so it basically, hopefully, as things come before somebody in town or committees, they can be
Yeah.
reminded of what's happening, or what,
there's quite a wide breakdown lane on that. Is there any on-street parking allowed there? There's no parking signs, but,
I've, when town has parades and stuff, I've seen parking everywhere.
yeah,
But I wouldn't want to tell you there's on-street parking.
okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. That's
Right.
always an iffy thing.
And you don't know if, when they do the rebuild, how they're gonna, if they're gonna
Relabel it.
relate, if they go with wider lanes or do have a on-street parking, that's all beyond where anybody's seen. We had a couple meetings last year that were held here, but, they're talking pie in the sky, big projects and this and that, but no details.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you all very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Hopefully,
Nice to meet you.
That's all. Yeah, I get it. Thank you. Believe it or not, looking at it.
No, I get it. I do, and I understand you have a job to do too. But I do play by the rules and I do.
Okay.
Well, fellas, have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, too.
next on the agenda is new business. Nothing. Okay, and discussion items. Anybody have anything to talk about? We're all set.
South Coast.
What's going on around town? Anything changed over there?
We're about down.
I don't know about it.
Yes, I don't know. Yep.
I got a building I can just go hide in and out.
How about the traffic light on Main Street?
Yeah.
The timing.
It gets worse.
The what place?
Oh, yeah.
Timing.
Oh, yeah.
What place?
The traffic,
Oh.
get 10 seconds to go through.
Oh, yeah.
That's been brought up a few times over the years. But the ones where I was. At the intersection, right over here, the north to south, turns red.
Three vehicles.
Yeah,
If you're going.
It's 10 seconds.
Right.
10 seconds.
My family moved
It's just a
there.
suggestion to stop.
What's that?
It's just a suggestion to stop anyway.
Yeah, the difference.
I would think
Dartmouth was like.
when everything is, if things are all redone, a lot of that stuff changes. A lot of new things will only run when there's,
Insane.
the eye is catching traffic,
Yeah. They have sensors in the new ones, they change
Right.
dexes too.
Yeah.
And when you come out, the main thoroughfare is green most of the time, then you come out and it'll stop. And it does something, it counts the cars, or,
There used to be timers in the.
Yeah,
pavement
timers.
So not the sensors in the pavement, we can get it that way. That's a long time ago.
I think now the eyes
They've
read,
got an eye.
read the vehicles, you know, so they know roughly how long it needs to be on.
The last meeting, Al, you brought up the fitness center and flower shop. Are there
I get.
any new developments or?
I haven't heard from either one of them.
Okay.
Okay, I do know the girl at the flower shop is anxious to come over here. I've asked her for plans to help give us more ammunition to get it changed. I haven't seen anything. I did talk to the girl at the bank about the fitness center and she said, thank you. And she was excited, but that's, and I don't think they're unreasonable requests to change.
Right.
You know, considering this side is commercial and the other side is, you know, residential.
Yeah.
I have not, I kind of wish that there was a little more oomph. You know what I mean?
On Web Road, what's the status of that encampment out there?
That, the gentleman who owns that place is in jail.
Okay,
He won't be out until October, I think.
so a septic system's not getting done then?
You can't do anything.
Yeah.
We can't even. I talked to the police chief about it. There's really not much we can do while he's in jail.
So is this the place that had the garbage and
Yeah, on the Web Road, right hand side.
coming around the bend?
Yeah, so last time when you were here, the woman with the flower shop, we were discussing Fields' lot over here.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Okay. And so we had a little discussion on, you know, changing zoning and possibly changing the whole street, so it could be, you know, for future usage.
Right, is it the restaurant in the Quonset hut?
The rest of the Quonset hut, commercial.
Is that what Fitz Tire or?
Yeah, it was Fitz Tire,
Yeah.
then Montgomery Ward.
And is it what the open lot?
No, there's a house first, then the open lot.
Okay,
If it was the other way around, it'd be easier, or quicker.
It would be.
It was American Legion.
But, you know, we were discussing things, like, you know, for the future potential business uses and stuff, you know. I wondered if it made sense to change out zoning, so it could go either way.
And I guess I'll see those people on Friday and urge them to go to the council and ask for the changes.
So that was my question. You're talking about changing the zoning. We can't do that, right? That's the town council that does that, right?
Yeah,
Town council can do that.
yeah, we usually send recommendations or whatever, and then they would look at it at that point.
That fitness center is down on Stinson Street.
Yep.
Right. No,
yeah.
it's a fitness center. They won't be outside drinking beer. They're gonna be inside sweating.
Drinking smoothies.
Yeah.
You know, and there again, on that Stinson Street, you know, that's something that we should be looked at as far as changing the zoning on that whole street, so, you know, it's right next to the industrial park.
Do we start that or?
Well, you know, no, but as far as, you know, we don't need to necessarily start it, but, you know,
Yeah, cause there's two projects, there's that one, then the one going up, what is it, El Hill, no, where, before.
Below the hospital.
oh, okay,
I mean, it's all gone away or?
yeah, the guy with the towing operation.
Right.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when he was here last, it was,
said last, wow,
yeah, late spring,
yeah,
early summer, something like that.
That was a long time ago, and I thought both of those issues just faded.
cause one of the owners get involved and actually start the process and.
Right, that's basically what it was, we,
Yeah.
you know, told them that, you know, we needed someone that, with authority that actually owned the property to
Right,
push it forward, and nothing happened from that point. I don't know if he's found other avenues to go or not,
really, Plymouth, isn't it? No, I think he's out that way, I guess.
possibly.
Yeah, that's right.
we have a 10-year comprehensive plan coming up, or? Hate to bring that up, that's when I get on board. I think what I get into. 10 years already. So that is on the agenda.
I think it's past due at this point. I can't remember when the last.
Oh.
We're probably the only town,
Have you been around before, Tom?
Um,
We
I think
council.
2 or 3 times.
Oh, boy.
I think that's what got me. I don't know if that got me on the council or I was on the council after that. I wanted to.
They got me off the council.
Yeah, that was back. Yeah. 25 more years ago.
Who's that?
Where are we?
Yes. Next thing is number 8, adjournment. Have a motion?
Yeah.
Second,
Third,
in favor? Thank you.
Gentlemen, we do.